What's up, YouTube? It's Jane once again, and it's time to talk about One Piece Stampede. I watched One Piece Stampede last night with my boy Jaren. The young JC. I'll put his channel in the description. You guys, go subscribe to him and stuff. But we watched it, and we both were basically saying like, man, this movie is like, it's not the greatest. Like, and there's a lot of people talking about like, this is like the best anime movie of all time. This is the best One Piece movie. This movie is so good. Man, this movie is amazing. And it just wasn't. Like, we're not going to just sit here and like, the movie was not the greatest movie of all time. Like, the fights were cool, but the storytelling just wasn't that. Like, I couldn't bring myself to fucking care about most of the stuff. I'm going to just be truthful to you. I couldn't bring myself to care enough about most of the stuff that was going on in the goddamn movie. Most of the time, I wasn't even reading the goddamn subtitles. Me and we were just talking and shit, but I just wasn't even reading the subtitles and shit. I just didn't care. Like, most of the time, I just flat out didn't care. It was good, but it wasn't like over the top. Wow, this movie is so amazing. This movie is really, really goddamn good. No, it just wasn't. We're just, if you watch the movie, you know, it just flat out wasn't the greatest One Piece movie. Like, there's One Piece movies that are just better than this, like Strong World and shit. Like these movies just had better storytelling, just better. It was just better. Like, it just wasn't as good. And I said when I was talking to him, we were watching the movie, I was like, man, this kind of reminds me of movie 4 with the fucking, where they had all the pirates together, all the like a pirate festival and shit, and they just went on a race. And then like, I guess he didn't hear me. As later on, he ended up saying, he's like, this reminds me of movie 4. I was like, dude, I just said that. And he was like, oh, I was like, man, we both said like, this movie reminds us of movie 4. It just did. It was just basically a movie 4. It's just movie 4, One Piece movie 4. They just I think it was movie 4 or movie 3. Movie 3 was, I don't, who the fuck cares? I don't care. Like, it's just movie 4, movie 3, one of them. Where all the pirates together and they just went on like a fucking pirate festival. And they just like was on the goddamn ship. They were racing and shit. And then I think like one part they just dropped down the fucking waterfall and shit. It was the same movie. It's just like that whole part and shit was the same movie. It just flat out was the same movie. So like, if you didn't see the original One Piece movies, you're not gonna like, oh man, this reminds me of this movie. Me and him both saw those movies, so we're both like, this just flat out is the same movie. Like, this is the same movie. It's like the whole pirate festival and shit. That was just the same. That was the same. There's no way around it. That was the same stuff. And then also in Film Gold, if you notice in a lot of One Piece movies, they always have these fucking pirate fucking festivals and shit. Pirate festivals and shit. Pirate film festival. What the fuck? Get them all together. Get all the pirates together. All the top tier pirates together. And then eventually they start fighting. And Film Gold, they did the same shit at the beginning of the goddamn movie. There's a festival and all the pirates were together. Movie 4 or whatever it was, all the pirates were together. There's so many festivals. There's another movie, I think it was movie 6. There's a fucking other festival where like the Straw Hats went to like this island and shit for the guy and shit. There's so many pirate festivals in One Piece that happen in the filler arcs, the movies. So that part, I just couldn't be asked to care about that part. We've seen that so many times that I just didn't care. Another thing, this movie just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. He fought Douglas, Bullet, and Snake Man. Snake Man is stronger than fucking Bounce Man. It just flat out. He fought Katakuri and Bounce Man got waxed. He went Snake Man. He beat him. Snake Man is just stronger than Bounce Man. It just is. He fought Douglas and Snake Man, got fucking pounded, but he somehow beat Douglas and Bounce Man. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like he fought like, I think like he fought Douglas. He fought Douglas early on, right? When Douglas was normal, right? Or was he the robot at the time? I think Douglas, yeah, he fought Douglas when Douglas was normal at the beginning of the movie. Douglas was in his normal form. He fought him in fucking Snake Man. He had his shit fucking waxed. And then he fought him later on when Douglas was his normal self again, full body hockey, and he beat him with Bounce Man. That just flat out, that just makes no sense. that just doesn't make sense. We're not going to like, I love One Piece, but I'm not going to defend like the shit that doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense. That I don't care. That doesn't make sense. And most of the movie just didn't make sense. Like when he became a fucking the mech, and he started like smashing shit. He became the other fucking more giant form, the smashing shit. They all should have died. Like this doesn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. They should have died. Like there's no way both me and him were just saying the same shit. There's no way they're beating this fucking giant thing, dude. There's just no way. They all should have just fucking died. Of course, because of plot, Luffy beat him, of course. But it just didn't make fucking sense. Like, he's smashing the fucking ground and shit. Luffy was he was on the verge of goddamn death. Luffy was dead. Okay, Luffy was dead. He was so close to dying. And then oh my God, this movie just didn't make sense. Like, Luffy was basically fucking dead. And then he somehow beats the guy. Like, I don't even know how that doesn't make sense. Like, when he was a fucking just giant fucking form, smashing the ground shit, they should have died. Like, they could always make a movie where the villain wins. They could always do that. And it just didn't make sense. Like, they should have just flat out fucking died. Luffy is a goddamn human. He's a human. He's not Ichigo Kurosaki. He's not a goddamn Shinigami. He's not a Shinigami Quincy. He's a goddamn human. Come on. He's just not surviving that. Come on. Ichigo survives that shit because he's a fucking Shinigami Quincy. He has so many abilities to survive that shit. Just the one shot the guy. Luffy just not surviving that. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. If you didn't watch the movie, you wouldn't know like what I'm talking about. But if you watch the movie, a lot of this shit just didn't make sense. And then the singing, this fucking scene this was stupid. Luffy was down or some shit, and then Bull Hancock like, oh my God, he hurt Luffy. Ah! Ran straight at Douglas. He was in this giant form, kicked the fucking guy in the goddamn chest, and it caused the goddamn shockwave, and it fucking like blew some back shit off his back. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Because now I'm starting to get pissed off. She runs at the goddamn Douglas Bull in his giant form, kicks him in his goddamn chest. Some shit comes to his goddamn back. This Bull Hancock ain't that goddamn strong. We're going to stop playing around. We're going to stop playing around for the goddamn fans. This is some bullshit. That was total nonstop fucking nonsense. That was fucking bullshit. Ain't no goddamn way Bull Hancock, weak ass, running at the Douglas Bullet, kicking him in his goddamn chest, blowing his fucking back out. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Kid was getting his ass whipped. Luffy's getting his ass whipped. Law's getting his ass whipped. Smoker, Sabo, all these guys getting their asses whipped. But Bull Hancock does damage to him. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit anymore. I don't hear. Bull Hancock, I don't care if she's a Shichibukai or not. She ain't that goddamn strong. We're going to stop playing around. And then Mihawk shows up to fucking slice the fucking meteorite. And then proceeds to do nothing for the rest of the movie. Like, the movie was okay. It just wasn't that good. People were talking about, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. The best anime movie. This is so good. But to me, it just wasn't. I've watched all the One Piece movies. This was just One Piece movie 4, 6, 10, all the movies mixed together. Just pirate festival. We get all the pirates together. And then we're going to attack the pirates. We're going to fight. Like, it just didn't. Like, that whole part with the pirate festival and shit, that part just didn't interest me. I didn't care enough because of the simple fact that Pirate festivals in One Piece is just happens in every goddamn movie. It just like if you watch One Piece movies, it always happens. Pirate festivals. We're gonna get all the pirates together. Then we're gonna attack them, and then everyone's gonna fight. That happens every goddamn movie. That whole fucking pirate festival shit is just over. It's just overused now at this point because you do it in every goddamn movie. The goddamn fillers, pirate festivals gotta stop because you do this shit every goddamn time. The OVAs and all this shit. The pirate festivals happen every time. Like, what are you talking about? And it's always once you see the pirate festival, you know what's gonna happen. Once I saw the goddamn trailer for One Piece Stampede back in the day, I knew what was going to happen. Pirate Festival was going to happen. The fucking, everyone's going to, like, come on, dude. You just knew what was going to happen. Like, you just knew what was going to happen, dude. Like, there's Pirate Festival, the fucking main antagonist attacks. Wow, that happens in every goddamn Pirate Festival movie One Piece does. It just, like, just so basic, dude. It was so basic. This is, like, one of the few times I've actually had, like, a critical review for One Piece. But this is just basic. This was just so basic. It was so like just the standard, and they didn't proceed to just do anything or like original, man. This was so fucking like the fucking Douglas shit with his transformation and shit. That shit was original, but like they didn't proceed to like the whole story and shit. Just was so basic. The whole Pirate Festival shit was so basic. It was just standard, and they didn't proceed. They didn't like do anything like better than that. They just pirate festivals again. If the next One Piece movie is another pirate festival, I swear to God, I'm not watching it. Film Gold, the movie before Stampede, was a fucking pirate festival. And then the next movie, it's a pirate festival. What? Like, you can't defend this. This is the same shit every movie. I don't know, just had my phone do like some fucking stupid fucking maximum fucking data fucking shit. Whatever, man, suck my fucking nuts. Maximum fucking bullshit recorded. I don't care, man. Fuck you. Okay? This is the same shit happening in every One Piece movie. This is so basic. Pirate Festival. This, like I said, the movie right before fucking Stampede, Film Gold, was it movie 13? The movie right before was the Pirate Festival. It happens every movie. Every fucking One Piece thing, Pirate Festival. Pirate Festival is getting old and it's getting outdated. Happens every time. Pirate Festival. Like, you can't get any more original. Like, what the fuck? Pirate Festival. Wow. In this movie, the timeline, at least in most of the One Piece movie and shit, they like try to make sense with the bounties and shit, try to fit them in, like, to, oh, where this takes place. This takes place after this movie. This takes, you know, all that shit. Like, Film Go, I think, like, it took place, what? After Big Mom or something? Or before Big? I can't remember. But Stampede took place after Film Gold. But it just didn't make sense. I think they called him the fifth emperor in the movie and shit. But the funny thing is, they gave, in the beginning of the movie, he had a fucking bounty of 500 million. How the fuck do you have a bounty of 500 million, but you're the fifth emperor? That doesn't even make sense. Stupid. That had to be a subtitle error or something, but that was just stupid. There's no way that's real. That's not real. This movie's not canon, but you gotta at least try to fit it in with the goddamn lore. That didn't make sense. How are you a fifth emperor, but you have a 500 million bounty? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he beat Katakuri, got a fucking a bounty of 1 billion, 50 million, some shit. He got a fucking, oh, yeah, like, something like, whatever the fuck. He got a fucking 1 billion bounty. He became the fifth emperor. He was not a fifth emperor, 500 million bounty. He just wasn't. Like, what are you talking? That didn't make sense. Like, a lot of the shit in this goddamn movie didn't make sense. Like, how are you a fifth emperor with a 500 million bounty? Okay, buddy. That just makes no fucking sense to me. That's just stupid. You know, it is so much. It's just a lot of the stuff in this movie just didn't make sense. Like, oh my God, they all should have been dead. Like, yeah, like I said, for plot, Luffy gets back up and beat him. But like, realistically, they're dead. And then, like, this is another thing. Kizaru was like, they did the Buster Call was coming and shit. Kizaru he's about to fucking He did fucking was it Yasukani Magatama? What the fuck? Yasuno Magatama? What the fucking movie is? He about to fucking rain goddamn light beams on these motherfuckers. And Sabo just jumps in the air, Ken, the fucking fire fist, and blows him away. Like, first off, Kizaru is he's light. What are you talking about? Like, oh my fucking God. Ken, and just blows him away. He's the speed of goddamn light. In the end, he just gets one sheet, oh my fucking God, that's so stupid. He's the speed of goddamn light, and he just moves away. Like, that doesn't make sense, dude. Stop playing around. That didn't make sense. Now, we all like Sabo, but goddamn, that didn't make no fucking sense. Stupid. Oh, man, this fucking movie, man. Like, there's a lot of good things, too, with the fights and shit, but there was just a lot of bads. Like, it just was. There's so many just recycled storylines, pirate festivals. That shit is recycled and overdone, man. They stop doing that shit. Every goddamn movie. Like I said, the last movie this was also directed by Oda. Pirate Festival. Like, you do the Pirate Festival all the time. And he said, oh, I want Wano to be better than Stampede. Wano's been drastically much better than Stampede. And Stampede was nothing. And I don't even know how this movie sold so well. Like, this movie wasn't even that good. It just wasn't. You're going to stop beating around the bush, stop lying to everyone. This movie wasn't that good. Like, if you watch all the One Piece movies, all the OVAs, all the episodes and shit, and you watch this, you're like, this wasn't that great. This wasn't better than this movie. This wasn't better than that movie. It just, come on. God, man, it's so like, oh, it's so dumb. God, man, like, just so much stuff in that movie just didn't make sense. Like you said, that's non-canon, but goddamn, I don't care if it's non-canon, canon, or fucking just fan-made. This didn't make sense. Stupid. It just didn't make sense, man. So much stuff in this goddamn movie just didn't make sense, man. And it just, me and him were both sitting there watching it like this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Huh? That didn't make sense. Oh, this is stupid. Pirate Festival again. Yeah, we saw this last movie. Haha, this didn't make sense. Oh man, it like, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. The fights and stuff are good, but it just wasn't the best One Piece movie. It just flat out wasn't. If you're going in terms of storytelling, it just wasn't. Because it just flat out started fighting in 30 minutes into the movie. Douglas transformed like 30 times, and somehow manages to kill no one. Yeah, okay. Okay, buddy. Anyways, man, this ain't what the game. I just want to talk about Stampede a little bit. Me and my boy Jaren watched it. I'm gonna put his channel in the description so you can go to subscribe to him if you want to. Yeah, go subscribe to him, man. But anyways, man, Stampede just wasn't that great. I'm not gonna sit and lie to you. It just wasn't. This is Jane once again. I'm out. Peace.